this homicide from occurring. So I walked by our nursery filled with 1-year-olds in there, and then I noticed there was a 4-year-old boy in there, and he had this truck, and he was pushing the truck around. He was having a great time in there, but in the midst of it, he's crashing into the other kids, running into 1-year-olds, a kid's crying in the corner. I look over at the volunteers. They're doing nothing. They're just smiling pretty. Oh, hi, Pastor Tony, as I've got a 4-year-old attacking the other kids. Now, we jumped in, we removed the truck, but it made me wonder, why is this kid even in here? We've got a 4-year-old class. He shouldn't be in with the babies. And why did the volunteer let them come in? So I talked to the volunteer and I asked, why did you let the 4-year-old in here? And they're like, oh, well, the mom wanted to leave them with the younger child, and I thought that it would be okay. It's almost like the volunteer didn't understand the why behind what we do. It is so important that we take time to explain the why. You know, it was early on in ministry that I heard this statement: know the why behind the what. Let me say it again. Know the why behind the what. Why do you do what you do? And it changed forever the way I did ministry, because you have to understand why you do things. You know, you can have great programs, great processes, great rules, great building, great everything. But it's only great if you know why you're doing it. You have to be able to answer that question. Why do you do a VBS? Well, because we've done it every year. That's the wrong answer. Why do we have a check-in system? Well, I went to a conference and they told me I should. No, that's not the right answer. Why should we never allow an adult to be alone with a child? Well, you should know the answer to that one. How about this? Why would we not let a 4-year-old in the nursery? So as you talk to that parent, you explain the why. You see, we want to make sure that your child is able to hear about the hope of Jesus. And we want to do that in an age-appropriate room where we're talking to kids at the same age level. We also want to provide a safe environment for the other kids in the room. And having a large 4-year-old in a room with 1-year-olds could lead to challenges. And so we want to make sure your child is able to be ministered to in the best room possible. Let me show you where our 4-year-old room is. You see, you've got to take a minute to explain the why. And when you explain the why behind the what, that volunteer is more likely to actually do it, to catch the vision and do it accordingly. When you talk to that parent about a situation and you explain the why, they're less likely to get upset and fight you on a subject. When you explain the why, you actually sound like you know what you're talking about. Take time to explain the why behind the what to your volunteers, to your parents, and it starts with yourself. Do you know the reason why you do things? What's your why? Hey, this is Pastor Tony. Remind you to keep your kids' ministry fresh.